first start against South Carolina 2 years ago. Just talk about the difference between then and now, how much more you know.
I mean, there's a huge difference from being a true freshman to a junior now. Even though this is my first year in this offense and everything, I feel a lot more confident. I've started some games. I've got some starts under my belt, so I think confidence and my abilities have progressed since then.
Speaking of confidence, that Georgia game, how nice was that going to a bye week after a personal performance like that?
It's always good to have a bye week. Let some of the guys' bodies rest and things like that. I know the running backs are a little banged up, wide receivers and then offensive line are getting healthy as well. And it gives you an opportunity to take a more in-depth look at your opponent. You have an extra week to prepare for them, to see what they do and their tendencies. So a bye week always helps.
What words come to mind when you watch film of Clowney?
I mean, I played against him since I was growing up, like a little kid. So he's always been heads above the rest, and he's a great athlete and adds a lot of value to their defense.
When you look at South Carolina, obviously it's more than did Avion. What does their defense do well? You said you got some extra time to look at.
Yeah, they have a really physical and athletic defensive front, and they can rotate guys in and out. They keep guys pretty fresh throughout the game. Their secondary is pretty strong too. They do a lot of disguising of coverages and things like that, and we're going to have our hands full. And they showed that against Arkansas this week.
Even at times, their secondary has struggled, though. What did you feel like you guys can move the ball like you did second half Georgia against them?
We just have to be consistent. I know a lot of our help in the Georgia game came on third downs, getting some big conversions and things like that. I think we have to do a better job of getting first downs on first or second down and not getting those third down situations. But just have to be consistent and play our game.
For you personally, growing up there, would this win mean more than other wins?
I think it'd mean more beating the number 9 team in the nation. I don't think it matters who it is. Granted, I did play with some of those guys and against a lot of them, and from Pop Warner to high school. But I think just getting this win, regardless of who it is huge for us.
Coming off kind of a breakthrough performance, what was the difference for you against Georgia that allows you to kind of play a little better?
I think our wide receivers and offensive line did a great job of pass protecting, and our receivers did a good job of getting open, getting some separation from the DBs. And we had some huge third down conversions that, I mean, if you convert some of those and keep a drive going, it always helps with your overall drive.
What has it done for your confidence just coming into this game now?
It helps a lot, and knowing that I can put together a performance like that against a quality team helps my confidence a lot.
Did you grow up in South Carolina or a Clemson fan, or what was your team growing up?
I was born in North Carolina. My parents both went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, so I grew up a Tar Heel fan, and then moved to South Carolina when I was 5. So I was exposed to the South Carolina Clemson rivalry and all that, but never really picked up on the team.
And I know they didn't offer you. Was there any interest either way in one way or the other in the recruiting process from them?
Nah, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of contact between us.
You said you saw Conley some kind of when you were growing up. When was kind of the first time you saw him play? When did you realize what a special player he could be?
He played running back for his elementary school team, and was an animal back then. I mean, taller than the rest of the kids and all that, faster than everybody. Played against him in middle school, and the same thing. He played defensive end and running back, and ran all over the place. And then high school, I mean, I guess the rest is history now. But I mean, he's a great player.
Was what we saw in the second half against Georgia your best half of football you've ever played?
My best half?
Your best, personally?
From high school, everything?
Yeah, everything, your whole life.
I don't know. I don't think so. I even think back on some high school games where you always hear the term in the zone. I can tell you I was in the zone, and regardless of the opponent or whatever, I'm very happy with how we played as an offense in the second half of the Georgia game. I think we opened a lot of people's eyes,
Your first college start was against South Carolina a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, it was.
What do you remember about that game? I know it wasn't a great game, but what do you remember about that? How much have you grown? It's just what's the biggest way you've grown since then?
They were once again had a great defense. Stephon Gilmore in the secondary. Clowney was a freshman just like I was, and I mean they've always been athletic and fast and physical, and yeah, it was a great game for us. I didn't do so hot being a true freshman, but I think I've definitely grown in my understanding of what it takes to be a quarterback, leadership, and grasping the offense that Coach Jake and Coach Jones have brought to the table, and progressing from week 1 to now.
Tiny and Clowney kind of talked about this game off and on for the past year, I guess. Have you seen a difference in Tiny at all leading up to this game?
I mean, he wants to go out and perform each and every week to the best of his ability, and going up against the potentially #1 NFL draft pick will always amp up the stakes for him and any tackle that's going to face him. So I don't know, Tiny's ready to play, and if Juwan has to block him as well, he's ready to play as well.
I know you're focusing on their defense, but your counterpart in South Carolina, Connor Shaw, is having a great season. I imagine you've seen a little of him. What catches your eye about what kind of season he's had?
Yeah, I met Connor at the Manning camp this summer, and we've talked off and on throughout the season, and he's having a great season, and I would have expected nothing less. He's a great quarterback. I know Coach Spurrier's a great offensive mind and puts together great game plans for their team. So we're definitely gonna have our hands full. #9 team in the nation coming in, and just gotta play our own game and be consistent in what we do.
Just a couple more.
You met him at the Manning Academy?
It was.
Y'all talked recently, or
Not in the past few weeks. No.
how much confidence?
What's the vibe been like since Georgia?
It's been all-out support for us, and that's great to see. I think we really opened up a lot of people's eyes from our performance in the Georgia game, and I think a lot of people jumped on board. A lot of the naysayers, I guess, have kind of converted back to hardcore fans that we love and appreciate.
Last one here.
How much confidence do you have in your O-line to block their front in Clowney with so much speed and athleticism that they have?
I've got all the confidence in the world. They've did a great job last year handling him, and even the year before with their whole defensive front. And these guys are ready. They know the task at hand. So I think they're excited for the challenge.